Okay. I've got to completely redo that. We're talking about the Gobblegums. And we're talking about whether you should keep them, whether you should save them, what you should do with them. And I'm here in this video to confirm that Gobblegums are here, and they have included the rare, epic, legendary, ultra, and whimsicle Gobblegums. You'll have to spin the machine in order to get the Gobblegums that you want. Now, for the rare Gobblegums, we have stock option, lasts 1 minute. Ammo is taken from the player's stockpile instead of their magazine. I've never been a fan of this one. In my opinion, this is honestly like a D or a C rating on this one. I really don't like this one unless you're using like a LMG. Then this one is really powerful, but even then, honestly, I do not run this Gobblegum in any of the Call of Duties because I just think it's super non-meta, like garbage basically. And so, second up is Killjoy, which spawns an insta-kill power-up. If I'm ranking this one, I have to rank it in the B tier. This is on the peak of very useful. I mean, let's move on to the next one here, shall we? Anywhere but here. Instantly teleport to a random location. A concussive blast knocks away nearby zombies. Now, I think this was in the past games, but you would never knock away the nearby zombies. Instead, it would do this like alternate animation where you would just teleport. And honestly, in my opinion, that is a C. Actually, in terms of usefulness, it's probably a B+. But it's definitely a C in my opinion, just because I don't find myself using this. Unless I am actually in major need of using this, I don't find myself really using this. And that's obviously for a lot of different reasons. I don't find myself really using this Gobblegum. But next up, we have Cashback. Spawns a max ammo. I like this one. I think it's honestly A+, if not S tier. It's an extremely useful Gobblegum, and I'm very happy to see it come back. Max ammos can be very useful in the later rounds, which for someone like me, I do often get to. And really, this is peak. So it's very good to know that this is in the game and that you can magically obtain this. And this Gobblegum is honestly probably the single best rare Gobblegum. Now we have Temporal Gift, which makes a return from BO4 and BO3. And Temporal Gift activates on next time-based power-up. Lasts longer. Now this time-based power-up could be something like insta-kill, double points, you know, just anything of that stature where it is time-based. Mainly insta-kill and double points are the two that I think of right away, but yeah, I consider this a C, honestly. It's not that useful in my opinion. Honestly, it's probably a D in terms of something that I would use personally. Because I just don't find myself using it. Shields up. Lasts 3 minutes. Armor's twice as strong. This could be useful if you're doing camping like I have done in Cold War multiple times. This could be a very useful strategy in that case. But generally speaking, shields up is probably a B plus, if not A minus, Gobblegum. It's not something I'm gonna see myself using consistently, unless I need a lot of armor for a particular fight, because why would I? And you know, that's one of those things. So yeah, I don't see myself using that one too much. We're almost through the rare though. Next up, we have Arsenal Accelerator. Lasts 5 minutes. Charges the player's field to upgrade faster. This is a lot better than the previous one back in BO3 and maybe even in BO4. The version that they have here is really good. The one that recharges your field upgrade. Because I remember back in the day, the version that they gave us was pretty garbage. It would recharge, but it wouldn't recharge your field upgrade. It would recharge special weapons, aka something like the Annihilator pistol, or just any of those special items. And I thought this was always stupid back in the day. I did not like this idea. So, in my opinion, this is a B plus, A minus. I don't really see myself using it all the time, considering how fast you can charge up field upgrades already. Unless they made them extremely slower in this game, I don't see much of a use behind this one, honestly. Next up, we have the epic Gobblegums. Nowhere But There, Who's Keeping Score, Free Fire, Soda Fountain, Profit Sharing, Respin Cycle, and Exit Strategy. We got Nowhere But There is the first one. These are epic, by the way. Instantly teleports to a random downed player, instantly revive nearby players. I also want to apologize for like 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, but like 6 minutes of like not talking at the start of the video, by the way, guys. I had my mic muted, so that one is completely on me. So as far as this goes, Nowhere But There. Okay. Let's just kind of take a look at that. Instantly teleport to a random downed player, instantly revive nearby players. This, I gotta say, is an A, or an A+. This is a really fucking good one, and honestly, in terms of how much I love Gobblegums, this one is pretty high on the list. I mean, this Gobblegum is pretty high up there. It's definitely an interesting one. So it makes for a good bit of humor, I guess. As this Gobblegum is just Really fun, and honestly, it seems like something I might use just to save my teammates, you know. If I was ever in the situation where all my teammates are down, I would definitely use this Gobblegum. This is a Gobblegum I feel like is very, very strong. Next up we have Who's Keeping Score. Spawns double points power up. This could be useful. Say you're like at the start of the game and you want to rack up a bunch of points. This could be very useful. Now, given that Gobblegums don't cost like 500 or 1,000 like in BO3 when Gobblegums were free at a certain point, then I'm thinking I'm gonna totally go for it. And this Gobblegum is worth it, ultimately. But given the case that it's not, and this Gobblegum just ends up not being worth it, turning this on, it's going to be very dangerous. Okay, next up we have Free Fire. Firing weapons consumes no ammo, does not work with wonder weapons. I gotta say, this is an A. Definitely. Just because you won't be consuming ammo. Now, with the ammo boxes in the game, I feel like this might be downgraded to an A-, because honestly, it's just not as useful as it would be if you did use the ammo box, because literally you could just buy ammo for a very cheap amount of points unless you have a like max pack-a-punch weapon and you don't want to lose it. That's the one case I see where this would be extremely useful. Now, next up on the list, of course, Soda Fountain. Activates on perk purchase. The next upgrade, or the next perk purchase gives an additional random perk. I remember this could be useful to get 8 perks for the price of 4, which is an extremely useful thing. I don't know how many charges this has. It doesn't say if it has charges or not. Now, it does say that all of these are usable only one time if you spend them. So, I'm thinking potentially that's the case, that they're just usable that one time and that this works one time. But you never know with this thing, and Yeah, that makes Soda Fountain very useful, because still you're getting 2 perks for the price of 1, even if you can't get multiple charges on this perk, or on this Gobblegum. So I'm still thinking that this is useful, and honestly I'm still taking this as a freaking Gobblegum most of the time. And if I get this, hey, this is definitely S tier in terms of Gobblegums. Profit sharing. Portion of the essence you earn is also received by nearby players and vice versa. Now, before I remember this would be like a point drop thing, where you would drop your points. I'm curious to see if they do that this time, or if this is just every player earns points. I know they did have one like this, but they also had another one involving points where you would drop them. So there was 2 very similar ones in the last game, and I want to see kind of how they do this in Black Ops 6, how they go about putting in these point power-up thingies, and should be interesting. Exit strategy. Activate exfil vote immediately. Reduces zombie spawns during exfil. This could be extremely useful if you want to exfil. I gotta put this in the A category. It's definitely one that I would be interested in, especially if I need to get those exfils and I'm on a high round and I need to go for that exfil calling card. This one could actually potentially be useful. This one could be useful. Next up, we have the legendary Gobblegums. We have Idle Eyes. For 30 seconds, all zombies ignore players and stand idle. This is a very interesting one. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. This could be useful to get yourself out of a sticky situation, which is the one reason I put it where I did. And that is going to be like the A tier, because this could be useful if you're in a sticky little situation and there's a lot of enemies like closing in on you. This could actually be really useful. Wall of Power. I'm glad to see this one back. This is S tier. Activates on a wall by the next weapon bought off a wall becomes pack-a-punched. This could be really good, especially for weapons from BO3 that were like the KN-44 and stuff like that. This could be really useful for those weapons. I love seeing this one in here because this is a huge one in terms of like Gobblegums. I'm very happy to know that this one's in here. And there's some very good ones under the legendary that I'm very happy to see make legendary, honestly. Crate Power is another one I'm very excited to see. Now, this could be a bad one in terms of the box. Or you could get a wonder weapon that's pack-a-punched. Who knows? But yeah, the next weapon from the box is guaranteed to be pack-a-punched. This is a very interesting one. It's called Crate Power. It's a very, very interesting Gobblegum, and it's definitely S tier, right next to Wall Power. Yeah, it's me. Definitely S tier, and one of the top Gobblegums in the game. And I can already tell you it's a top Gobblegum without even playing the game, because honestly, this has always been one of the best ones. And I have no doubt that in this game it's gonna be the same level of God tier that it was previously. So, Phoenix up, revive all teammates and they keep their perks. I remember this being extremely useful back in Black Ops 3. So it's good to know that they brought it back, and good to know that there is some constructiveness here in terms of Gobblegums. And it's really good to know that this is a Gobblegum. I'm very excited to see myself get this Gobblegum in game. Now, next up is on the house spawns a perk can power up. Now, in BO3, this spawned a perk soda, bottle. So, to see it drop a perk can is really not much of a big difference in terms of this stuff. I remember in Cold War they had something similar, but it was a Halloween event where you could get perks randomly or wonder weapons randomly. Now, this was just an event versus an actual Gobblegum, which is part of the game automatically. So I can't wait to see something like this Gobblegum, just with its little feature to get that. And on the house has always been one of my favorite ones, so this is S tier automatically. Wall-to-wall clearance. Wall buys cost 10 essence for 30 seconds. This is really useful at the start of a game. Say you don't want to buy all the doors, right? Or you want to buy them for a little amount instead of like paying full price. This is extremely useful because it will cost you almost no points to buy the whole map. And say you're at the start of a game, you just got a Gobblegum and it just happens to be wall-to-wall clearance. This is very, very useful. Now, if you get this late game, I would use it anyway. Well, unless you don't lose it, then I wouldn't use it. But I'm not too sure about that. We'll have to check that out and see if there's a way to lose your Gobblegums. Anyway, Immolation Liquidation spawns a fire sale power up. I swear this spawned a bonfire sale power up before, but maybe this is the wrong one I'm thinking of. But I still gotta tell you, this is a really good one. This is definitely like A+ tier, top of A+ tier, almost S tier. In my opinion. The only thing that makes this not S tier is it's a fire sale, limited time power up in my opinion. And that's where I don't give it the whole That's where I don't give it 100% credit, because it is a power up and it's like a one-time use thing. Next up is the Ultra Gobblegums and the Whimsicle. Now, we're only getting 2 Whimsicle Gobblegums to kick the game off, but we are gonna talk about these. All of these are probably S tier anyway, but let's start with Perkaholic. Gives the player all Perk-a-Colas in the map. This can be used to achieve every perk that's on that map. This is very useful, honestly. And personally, I like this perk. I like this Gobblegum a lot because it's extremely rare, but it has the ability to basically give you whatever the hell you want. And that makes this Gobblegum extremely good. Because you will all of a sudden become God tier with this Gobblegum. Near-death experience lasts 3 minutes. Revive or be revived simply by being near other players. Revive players keeping all their perks. This is S tier automatically. I mean, I think that last one was automatically top of S tier, but this one is somewhere in the middle. I will do a ranking on these at some point down the line. Next up, we have Hidden Power. Upgrade current weapon to legendary rarity. It just happens to be the furthest away. Okay, hidden power is definitely an S, if not A plus. You know, it's not a pack-a-punch instant or anything like that. Not like an instant pack-a-punch thing, but ultimately it's still there in terms of, like, next up is the Gobblegum Wonder Bar. The next weapon from the mystery box will be a wonder weapon. I think this is probably S tier, right next to Perkaholic, honestly. It's very, very useful. And here we have raindrops. Now, I remember this one you used to be able to get 2 charges, so it would spawn every power-up twice. I don't think that's going to be the case with this game. And also, I didn't really explain Wonder Bar, because there's not much to explain. It gives you an instant wonder weapon. I mean, did you guys need some more explanation there? You get an instant wonder weapon. I mean, I think that's enough explaining right there, but so yeah, raindrop spawns all your core power-ups. Indigestion. Zombies killed experiences extreme flatulence. And we have Newtonian negation making a return from BO3. Zombies fall straight up when they die. I want to thank you guys for staying tuned to the stream, because I have been having a very tough time making some of these streams lately. Yesterday I actually had a headache, so I'm very lucky to be here making these streams still. I mean, it is so much to deal with. Streaming every single day, making a new video. But I know you guys want the content, and I'm going to keep the content flowing until after we hit that 500 subscriber mark, believe it or not. And I know you guys love this content. I'm getting tons of views and likes on this stuff, so keep that coming. Also, check out Clutch123 Gaming. I say it every video, but biggest inspiration behind the whole zombies content and making all that. So definitely check out his channel in the description of my videos, you know. And check out the recent podcasts. I mean, we recently did a nice old zombie series podcast with me and Clutch123 Gaming, and I'm thinking you guys should check that out. It is a pretty fun little podcast. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.